Mega, perfect. Right, we're live on all three. We're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube as well. So we're going to give it a few minutes, as we always do when we do these lives and these podcasts, just to let a few of you lovely people jump on and the social platforms do their thing. And then we will get into it. Cool. Right, we've got a few people jumping on. Guys jumping on, just leave me an emoji in the comments just to let me know that you can hear me and you can see me all right, please. Thank you kindly. Someone can stick any emoji if it wants to be an aubergine or whatever it is, and you're saying I'm a knob, like that's absolutely fine. I accept that. I can deal with it. Cool. Right. We've got 13 on Instagram. We've got a couple on Facebook and one on YouTube. Awesome. Cool. Right. We've got an emoji. Shall we get going? We've got an interesting one. And the first podcast and first live of 2024. Right. Let me hit record and we'll get going. 3, 2, 1. Yes, gang. Welcome to the Type 1 Movement podcast. And also, Happy New Year. This is the first podcast of me for 2024. Set a little goal for myself of getting a podcast in at least once a month. Excuse me. I was ill like a lot of people over Christmas and New Year. So that's one of my little goals, which will link to what this episode is going to be about. But first of all, before we do get into it, as I always say, please give me a rating and a review on the podcast app if you do get value from this. And also, give it a screenshot. Share it on your Instagram stories, on your Facebook stories, on your socials. Give us a tag so I can reach out and say thank you. First of all, welcome. If you're an avid subscriber, thank you. If you're new here, I think you're going to get a lot of value from these podcasts, right? So, like I touched on before, first of all, Happy New Year. New Year is normally the time when everyone's buzzing, everyone's highly motivated, and they decide to set some goals, yeah? Especially for us as type ones, I think we're like, right, now this is the fucking year, mate. This is the year that I'm going to get my A1C down. I'm going to start to improve my time in range, my management. And even though, yes, they are great goals, we need to be looking at our goals from a different angle. And this is what this episode is going to be about. I'm going to tell you how to properly set and dominate your goals in 2024. And I'm going to talk you through how I personally do it. We actually did a workshop on this just gone. It's Friday at the time of recording this. We did a workshop with our clients last Wednesday. They all got some drive and motivation and, found it valuable. So I thought I'm going to share a few of the key pointers with you guys on the live and on this podcast episodes. So first of all, I think we need to understand why we're setting goals. We're not just setting it because our mate sets them or we think it's what we need to do, especially at the start of the year. We set goals because, let's be honest, as humans, we need shit to work towards in life. If you are not working towards anything, you're not going to be fulfilled. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You're going to be floating around. You don't really know what you're doing. You've got no focus. And to be honest, for me personally, that's not a way to live. Yeah, however big or small your goals are going to be. The other thing as well, it's actually very closely linked to our mental health, right? I touched on this with clients. I'm not sure what the stats are, but people that struggle mentally, so some people that struggle mentally sometimes don't have goals or don't feel that they have anything that they can work towards. So with having goals and having things to work towards, it gives us hope and it gives us vision for the future. So it is really important. This being said, there's a correct way to setting goals. There's no point in setting a goal and then you be like, yeah, I've just said it and not working towards it, not understanding how you're going to achieve that goal. Yeah, if you're setting a goal and you don't really understand how you're going to achieve it, it's kind of pointless. But hopefully by the end of this episode, you're going to have a really simple, valuable system that you can go away and implement, right? So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes now of this episode, right? So when we are setting goals, there's 4 areas of life that we need to look at when we're setting goals, right? 4 areas of life that we need to look at, yeah? So these areas are health, self, wealth, and relationships. Yeah. So we've got health, self, wealth, and relationships. Now, the reason that we set goals in these 4 areas is because if one of these is suffering, but the other is doing great, it's kind of fucking pointless. Yeah. Let me give you an example on these. So let's say someone's really wealthy, whatever wealth is going to be for someone. Yeah. It could be finances, it could be that sort of shit. Someone's really wealthy, but their health is very poor. That seems a bit fucking pointless. Yeah. Someone's really healthy, but really wealthy, but their health is very poor. If someone's really healthy, but they're not achieving their self goals, they're not feeling fulfilled, they're not creating memories, it's a bit off. Same, someone could be really healthy, really wealthy, and have no relationships, no like people in their lives or friends, and then that seems a little bit off as well. So when we're setting goals, there's no other areas or goals that will potentially fall outside of these four areas. So I'd look at health goals, and I'll look at what sort of falls under them. For us, blood glucose is a health goal, right? We then have physical goals, physical health goals, and we have mental health goals. I would recommend under your health goals, if you're going to set them this year, set them for your blood glucose, set them for your physical health, and set them for your mental health as well. They're the three main areas of health. Then we have self goals. So, self goals would be things like creating memories, new experiences. One of mine for this year is to travel more. That's basically fucking memories and experiences, right? And then things like learning a new skill. These would be self goals. They can sometimes get confused between health and self, right? Then we've got wealth. Wealth could be if you have a business, your business goals, or if you've got a job, your career, a financial goal. Wealth is anything to do with that area of your life. Yeah. Business, career, job, whatever it is for you, finances. Then we have relationships. This could be your partner, loved ones, kids, or your family, friends, whatever it is, the people within your life or sort of within your circle, setting big relationship goals towards them, right? So these are the main areas, the four areas where I would potentially set goals. Well, not potentially, where I fucking would set goals. Yeah. Because as I said at the start, if one of these is off, but the others is great, life isn't, you're not living 100% of what you can be living. Now, what people normally do is they don't really know how to set goals, or they'll set a big yearly goal at the start of the new year, and that's it. They don't know how to break it down. They don't know how to reverse engineer it, so they never achieve it. Yeah. And if you set goals in 2023 and you didn't achieve it this year or throughout last year, and you still feel you're in the same position, this next point, fucking make notes on it, because this is potentially where you've gone wrong. So when we're looking at goals, we have what we call a goal timeline, yeah? And I'll break this down by this. Big yearly goals. If you're on the live here, you're going to see I've got a vision board behind me. This is my vision board. My big yearly goals go on the vision board in pictures that make me think about why I'm working towards it. So our big yearly goals, yeah, they don't need to be super refined. Let me give you an example of mine. It's one that I give to my clients. One of my big yearly goals under my health category is peak physical fitness. Yeah. I did break that down what it means to me. Yeah. But it's peak physical fitness. So I would set big yearly goals in health, self, wealth, and your relationships, right? That's a big yearly goal. What you want to achieve by the end of 2024. Yeah, by the end of this year or any year. Doesn't just need to be this fucking year, but we are in this year. So we'll do it for this year, right? What we then need to do is you can't just stop there. So I couldn't just stop and say, right, I want peak physical fitness. What the fuck does that mean? How the hell am I going to achieve that? So what we then need to be willing to do is to break these goals down into monthly goals, weekly goals, and daily goals. Yeah. And I'm going to break my goal down now of peak physical fitness for you. So you get an understanding and of a real life example of what I mean by this. So I broke my yearly goal of peak physical fitness down even more. I wanted to lose 10 kilogram. I wanted to be able to run a 10K again in under an hour because I used to be pretty good at running. And I want to be able to ride my bike for over 50 miles whilst doing some hill climbs. Yeah. And not feeling like I'm blowing out my arse. And also strength because I do CrossFit classes and stuff. That's what peak physical fitness means for me personally. Now, I had to break that down into monthly. So how I did this is I give myself a weight loss target that I want to achieve each month, a number of bike rides I have to go on each month, and a number of CrossFit classes I have to go on each month, and a number of runs, right? I then broke that down into weekly. What do I need to do each week? So for me, it was 2 to 3 bike rides a week, 1 to 2 runs a week, and 3 CrossFit classes a week, and lose around half a kilogram a week. So you see how we're breaking it down now. My big yearly goal of peak physical fitness, and I've broken it down. What I then did is I broke it down even further into what do I need to do every single fucking day in order to achieve this big yearly goal. Yeah. And this is where our focus needs to be on the daily actions, because these are the daily tick boxes that we just go through our day and we tick off. So for me, it was stick to a certain amount of calories, make sure I eat 3 meals a day, balanced meals, but making sure I'm basing my meals around protein. Yeah. I know then from these, what I've worked out, I'll be in a deficit. I can do that every single day and I can lose my half kilogram a week, which is going to ultimately lead to my ultimate goal of losing 10 kilogram. Yeah. It's not a lot of in a year, it's achievable, but I'm giving myself quite a bit of room to fuck around with it. Yeah. Then daily, what do I need to do for my other goals? Well, I need to do a workout every single day, something, a ride or a run or a CrossFit class. Yeah, they're what I need to do. I also need to make sure I'm going on a walk every single day, getting my steps in. I've got a dog, Steve, so that's pretty easy. Yeah. At least 2 liters of water a day and having a good sleep and wake time. So for me, being in bed by midnight, being up by 8 in the morning. Those daily goals seem really simple. And this is where people fuck up. They set these big goals, and you can reverse engineer your diabetes goals, your A1C goals, your time in range, your average. You do that. We do that with clients. You need to do that. But if the goal seems so big, like for me, peak physical fitness is like, wow, that's a bit of a big goal. I was like, "Oh, what does that actually mean when I stuck the pictures on my vision board?" But when I broke it down into what I need to do every single day, I was like, right, I know I can fucking do that. Yeah, there'll be some days where I don't feel like it, but I'll still do it. There'll be some days where I don't give 100%, but as long as I give 50, 60 and I turn up, I can still do it. And every single one of you listening to and watching this, if you set your big yearly goals for this year, 2024, or any year, and you break them down and reverse engineer them into what you need to do every month, what you need to do every week, and then what you need to do every single day, and just focus on what you need to do every single day, I can guarantee you will either A, achieve that goal, or B, move much closer towards it by the end of this year, and you'll be in a better position at the end of 2024 than at the start right now. And this is where all your focus needs to be when you've reversed engineer your goals. Yeah, on just going through your day, ticking the boxes every single day, even on the days that you don't feel motivated, because you know what's going to happen. Everyone's really fucking motivated now to achieve goals, right? Motivation doesn't stick. But if you can set your goal, you can use exactly what I've gone through in this podcast episode, reverse engineer it to what you need to do each day. I'll keep fucking saying this because this is the important part. And you can focus on day to day ticking boxes. Those boxes that you're ticking will eventually become a habit, which means you do that consistently day in, day out, whether you fucking feel like it or you don't. And those habits are what is going to stay with you when you can no longer be asked or you're no longer motivated. You can't rely on motivation. So that is it. Quick recap. When we're setting goals, they need to be in 4 areas: health, self, wealth, relationships. If one of these areas is slacking, we are not living up to our full potential and we're just not going to feel great within life. Yeah. Then we need to break them down into the goal timeline. So we set big yearly goals. I love a vision board for this. I'm going to stick it behind here in my office as well. Because every time I then sideline it, every time I sit down and work, I look at my vision board and I remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Someone did ask me the other day, "Oh, you do a vision board? Are you into like manifestation?" Right? Manifestation basically means you sit, you think about it, it comes to you. To a degree, yeah, but I'm more into doing the fucking work. Because look, if I sat and thought about becoming a millionaire and manifested it, but didn't do the work, it's never going to fucking happen. So, yeah, there is a level of visualization and manifestation, but it's not going to work without you showing up every day and doing the fucking work. Yeah, you can't get that higgledy-piggledy on it. So, goal timeline back on track. Big yearly goals. Get some pictures that mean something to you. Stick them on a vision board or in a scrapbook. Break those goals down into what you need to do each month, then what you need to do each week, and then what you need to do every single day. Focus then all your energy on ticking the boxes every single day. Don't worry about the yearly goals. If the input from the day is correct and you're ticking the correct boxes, guaranteed you'll achieve those goals. If not, you'll learn a lot and you definitely won't be in the same position as you are now at the end of 2024. Team, that is it. Yeah. I don't want anyone saying new year, new me, then halfway through the fucking year being like, "Oh, yeah, I had that goal, didn't really achieve it." You need to implement what I've said in this podcast episode because it does work. It's how I set my personal goals, and it's how we set goals with our clients. And we've all got a pretty high success rate. So guaranteed it will work for you. It only will not work for you if you don't do the fucking work. So don't just try and manifest and visualize it. It doesn't work without the work. Team, that's it. If you got value from this episode, please leave me a rating and a review, whatever device or platform you're listening to it on. Give it a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and also feel free to reach out and let me know what one of your big goals is for 2024. Thank you very much for listening. Until the next episode, have the best day ever. Peace. Cool. Right, I'm going to stay on for a couple of minutes just to see if we have any questions. Got one on Facebook. Sarah, you always need to work towards something. Yeah, 100%. As humans, we always need to be working towards something. Here's a little side note from you guys, like we're not recording the podcast anymore, but if you ever are at a point in your life where you're feeling a little bit lost or you're struggling a little bit mentally, sit down and set yourself some goals and give yourself some hope and like something to work towards, because that always helps with me. If we can have hope and we feel like we're moving and we're making progress towards something, yeah, sometimes we've not got time to sit down and, you know, feel a little bit sorry for ourselves or not feel in the best headspace. Yeah. Cool. Right. I'll have a quick scroll through you guys on Instagram. I don't know if the Instagram, I kept having a notification on mine saying it's poor connection. We've paused your video. It shouldn't be fucking paused. I'm paying like 50, 60 quid a month to BT, the twats. Shouldn't be fucking pausing my internet connection, mate. Cool. Right. We've got no questions coming through on Instagram. Right. Let's call it out there. Let's leave it there. Thanks very much, everyone, for jumping on, for lending me your eyes and ears. Hopefully, you guys got some value from it. Hopefully, you've got a bit of drive and inspiration and motivation to go and actually make 2024 a good year for you. Yeah. Until the next live, have a great day. Peace.